Something. I am a proud sister. And the reason I'm so proud as I look back on my life, it hasn't been easy, but it's okay. So I am a proud sister. I am proud to be married to Daryl Johnson from Memphis, Tennessee. I've been married to that man for 38 years, and it's still good to me. I am proud to say that I have 3 beautiful daughters, and they are all successful. Proud, proud, proud moments for me. There are no perfect situations, and there are no perfect people, but I want you to know that you too can be proud, but you got to give it all you got. Sometimes when it looks like, I got to lift my hat. I hate to tell you, I'm leaving my hat right where it is because I don't like streaming anyway. That's what y'all want to do. Y'all want to make it all about TV.
Baby.
What?
Everybody want to see you.
Well, they can't see. They got to come see me.
Just tilt it up just tad bit.
I'm not cooperating.
Well, you ain't got to
Only way I would cooperate is in bed with you. Rest of the time, I ain't going to cooperate.
I was just about to say that.
I ain't cooperating, okay?
That's when I want you to cooperate.
Anyway, he done threw off my game. I am Tampabay Tammy. Let me keep telling y'all about me being proud. And I spoke with my daughter today.
Which one?
The one that's,
Now, is this your daughter or my daughter?
It's our daughter.
Oh, our daughter.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, she act like me, but she look like you.
Oh,
okay.
That would be the youngest one?
That's her. Anyway, she just made me happy. She brings me joy.
What did she say?
It's just all the things she's doing in the world, the difference that she's making. Right. We were talking about that a lot in the past, about how she's making generational impacts. So I am proud, and I'm proud to say that not just the baby girl is making generational impacts. All of my children are making generational impacts.
Absolutely.
But one of the main things I never forget when my children were in school and the teacher told me, "Your children are so good. What are you doing?" I said, "I spank mine."
That's it.
So I want to tell you, you need to discipline your children if you want disciplined children. And somewhere in the Bible it says, now I don't know scripture, but I know how to live my life like the scripture that I've read. So
you know more than I do.
Okay, the scripture says that something about a bad child will embarrass you or shame you, but a good child will bring you joy. That's just a summation of it. But anyway,
wow,
you need to
wait. Say that again now. A bad child will
bring you shame. And pain and all that kind of stuff, but a good child will bring you joy. And it also says, spare the rod, spoil the child. But you find people telling you, I was listening to a gentleman and said that he spanked his children when we were Super Bowl, we had some friends over, and they called him in because the son said that he spanked him or he whipped him. He said, "Yes, I did."
Right.
He said, and my parents spanked him with me, and you don't have. And he said he thought they were calling him in because the child had a problem.
Yeah.
But the child had no problem. It was just general conversation. So they're gonna check him. And who are they to check him? He was a success. His child had good grades, so they didn't have to call him for anything. So they should have been saying, "Well done." But back to what the teacher said to me. She asked me, "What did I do?" And I said, "I spanked mine." She said, "Whatever you're doing, you keep doing it." Because the rest of those little cute little white children they were with were not getting disciplined. So they had no
they have no boundaries, baby.
Right.
Even today.
And I see it when they used to come to my house as children. And the little black children would come in and sit down, look at TV. Little white children would come in and run up your steps. I'd be like, "Where you going?" So
right.
Talk to your children and to go in your bedroom like, "No, come on back down, baby." And their mother is not saying anything either. So if you want to have happiness and a good life and a proud moment, discipline your children.
And for your children to bring you joy.
Yes, because they're part of your life and they're the biggest part of your joy as they grow older. One of the major things or the major changes that my life is going through right now is, and some know, people close to me know, people not close to me may not know, I take care of my mom. My mom lives with me now. And I find myself complaining and I find myself being resentful. You mean resentful? Yes. You'll be resentful before you know it, so you have to stay in prayer to stay calm. You say resentful for what? For everything you ask them to do that they don't do, and you know you did it when they asked you to do it, or all the sacrifices you make and you feel like they don't appreciate, or anytime they don't cooperate. Well, my mom has been diagnosed with Parkinson's. And, you know, Parkinson's is a sad situation for most people because I've heard another friend that had Parkinson's, and I didn't quite know what Parkinson's was. Everybody think Parkinson's is just a shaking. Well, The shaking is so. But Mom don't have a problem with a whole lot of shaking. Her head is not shaking. And her hands only shake if she's upset.
Just that one hand.
Yeah, and I tell her to punch it out to get rid of it. I believe it's the contracting of the muscles that's causing the shaking. So, I always have my own ideologies or my own concepts or from reading and seeing other people's lives. I come to my own conclusions because I believe doctors are merely people. Everybody's a person. And I never forget Sam Wesley, is a friend of ours in Memphis, told me, I said something about reading a book. He said, one man's opinion. I said, well, it was in a book. And so it changed my whole concept on what I read and what I see and how I care for myself and how I care for people. So anyway, back to this Parkinson's thing. Mom shakes, and the doom and gloom of it all is the end result is they won't be able to move at all and just move their eyes. That's horrible.
Yeah. To
be stuck in a body that does not cooperate.
I don't see that happening with your mother.
It will not happen.
Yeah.
I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Yeah, I rebuke it because I will not live like that, and I will not accept that for her. So now I find myself in a fight.
Yeah, you're in a
fight. So every day I'm fighting my mama to move. Mama, you got to move. If her hand starts shaking, punch Mama. She'll look at me like, I don't need her to tell me. I said, Mama, punch it out. And so every day it's the same thing over and over. But she can recall everything. Her mind is good. People say, does she have dementia? That's the first thing they want to think. Alzheimer, dementia. And I don't think so. But I do see a little delusion, things every now and then. They say that happens with Parkinson's. But I believe I can beat it. I believe she can beat it. I believe with Christ we can beat it. I believe with the people that are around me we can beat it. I have great friends. I can't say I have. Village. Yeah, my village is wonderful. I can't say I have great family because they're not here. So I have what I have, and who I have to depend on is people like Rhonda from the church who come pick up Mama and say, let's go somewhere. Because Tammy doesn't always feel like going. When you done hollered with someone and argue with somebody and made them stretch and kick and do all the things you think they should do, and they take it as you being bossy and mean to them instead of loving, you have a tendency to want resentment, want to get away from them, wanting some peace. So my village, when they say... when we're going to play cards on a Friday night, and I come and my mom come and she's welcome, and they see her and they're like, hey, smiling and making her feel great. That is my village.
That's a good thing.
And if my mama can walk down the street and sit and talk to Paulette and come back home with a smile on her face, that's my village. So anybody, or she pick her up around Christmas and took her shopping. And I think that's a lot on them. Because Mama needs help in and out of the car. So this Parkinson's thing, this taking care of my mama thing, all this has changed my life. I read somewhere, or where I heard somewhere, you either do the work or you take the medicine. Well, my thing is, Mom has never wanted to take the medicine. She's always been holistic in her healing and holistic in her actions, and the one that people call, and she could tell you what to take and what not to take. So my mother was on CoQ10 and sending me chromium, trying to offset diabetes years ago. Had us taking Eyes Bright if your lights, you felt like your lights were dimming. It was just so much stuff. That's what she was into. Now, she wasn't a healer and she wasn't a doctor or any of that, but she was a mother. So she had home remedies and things that she did and told us what her mom did. And I remember. So I'm trying to apply it in my life. But every day is a challenge for me not to make my mom become more dependent on me by doing too much for her, and me not forsaking her, wanting her to do more than she can do. So sometimes I find myself caught between a rock and a hard place. Sometimes I find myself wanting to run away. Sometimes I find myself thinking, oh, if they're not going to cooperate, then maybe she needs to be in a home. But for me, that's not an option because I know I would not want to be in a home. And I think I can console myself in saying, well, if she was in the home, she'd be around more people her age, and maybe they can laugh and talk and have a good time. But just like you can be in a home, you can call someone into their home, especially if they have an income. But the first thing is you got to get a grip on their finances so you can pay for the things that they need, and it not come out, it doesn't devastate the house, the home that they moved into. And most of the older family members, they do have checks. They have either pensions or retirement because they come from old school when things like that were in place. And most of them have homes that are paid for. I remember my dad told me, whatever you do not refinance your home. Well, we didn't do that.
We didn't listen to
We didn't listen to that phone. We've done it so many times, we still there. But it did educate our kids and help us do a lot of things we wouldn't have been able to do.
A good life.
Yeah.
Gave them a good life.
And well, you provided us a good life. You made the living, and I made it worth living.
No doubt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that house that we had gave us an opportunity to refinance, upgrade. Because I remember at one time, it was 6 cars in the driveway.
Well, it was 6 of us.
Right, one apiece. They weren't new, but it was what they needed. And when you have smart kids, they need cars. Because when you're in a city where transit is, we were in the country more or less.
Yeah.
So they needed to be able to get places. They needed cars, and all of them were going different ways, different directions. They all had their own lives. For a while, Cassidy and Tamina, they were dancerettes together, so they went to that together. But afterwards, Cassidy wanted to go with her friends, and Tamina wanted to go with hers. Well, Tamina wanted to go with Cassidy too, but Cassidy wasn't quite letting Tamina go all the time.
She was too young.
Yeah,
her baby sister.
Yes, because when you're in high school, 2-3 years seem like something where it's nothing. Oh, she's just a freshman. I'm a senior. They can't hang. But now they're grown, it's all perfect. So my thing is, it's the finances. If you can get your finances in order with your family members, whereas they should be an assist. It should be weight taken off of you instead of weight put on you. And if their finances are good, you take their money and use it for them. Use it to hire someone to come sit where you go, where you want to go. I found myself, I have yet to do that. I have yet to pay anyone to come sit with my mom so my husband and I can go somewhere. So I am going to have to change that. And I'm recognizing that I have got to make a change because today my story is all about aging. And the only way we can age gracefully is we have got to like our lives. We have got to be happy. I believe with all my heart that my mama began to age when the unhappiness set in. A whole lot of things happened in her life, from her taking care of her mom, taking care of her sister, to children getting in trouble and things she had to pay for, and just spirits are broken, just sitting on the couch, not going anywhere, not living, and being forgotten. And I can say I evidently was one of the ones that she was forgotten by, because I was down here in Florida living the best life I knew. It was struggle coming home when I got ready, but all those days, those weeks when I'm down here, she's there.
Right.
7 days she's sitting on the couch. No one came. Now I have 2 sisters there, and they came by, but they didn't go anywhere. They came, they talked, "What you doing, Ma?" And my oldest sister always came. You take your tea, you drink your this, did you eat some that? But if that's not enough. It's not enough for me. It wouldn't be enough for you. It's not enough for your social life. It got to the place she could barely turn her neck side to side. So when you can't turn your neck, how can you drive? You got to look around you. So we had she had a real cool cousin. They hung together all the time. Well, really, Eva Lee. I don't know what my mama would have done if it wasn't for her cousin, which really wasn't her cousin. It was my dad's first cousin. So I guess it was her cousin-in-law. Coming to get her, and them hitting the streets rolling together. I don't know what she would have done without Faye Payne Grimes, and them going to plays sometimes. That was her social life. I don't know what she would have done if Nancy had to come by every now and then. But Nancy ended up sick herself, so her life changed.
Right.
Aging. How should you age? You got to plan now what your village going to look like. And to have a friend, you have to be a friend. And if you're no one's friend now, how are you going to have a friend when you get to be 70 and 80 years old? It is time. Now is the time to reconnect with your friends, with your family. We relocated, so we left my mother in Memphis with all the family. So you would have thought she would have been good, but she wasn't. Because the most active daughter, the daughter that, which is me, well, I would say the most active daughter really is Niecy. But the most active daughter socially with events was me. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you more about how we're going to handle this aging thing and how we're going to handle our aging parents. Just some tips. I am Tampa Bay Tammy. I want you to call a friend and tell them to listen in, and we're going to figure this thing out, okay? Hey.
Hey, this is Agent Wright, better known as Mr. Clean. You looking for some great barbecue? Come see them two brothers on the grill, located at 423 Virginia Street, Charleston, West Virginia. We got ribs, chicken, pulled pork, brisket, collard greens, mac and cheese, baby. Come get some and get you a nice, smooth cigar. 304-550-4431. That is 304-550-4431. Come get some, baby. The Rib Man, mama, the Rib Man. Call Ricky. Ask Ricky. You need medical or a lawyer? I got the man to do the legwork for you. We tried the other ones before, so believe we hunted. Dial 813-248-6300. Everything gon' be okay. Call Ricky, he coming. He taking care of state of Florida. Grab a pen or something. Dial 184-361-RICK. That's 184-361-7425. Never word from the point forward, just recline. Just ask Ricky, plus your boy statewide. Just in case you missed it, I'ma tell you one more time. 184-361-RICK. Call Ricky, ask Ricky is a legal medical referral service. The doctors and lawyers in our network are trained in handling auto injury claims and getting you the best medical treatment and recovery. Dial 1-844-361-RICK. That's 1-844-361-7425. Ricky. Ask Ricky.
Hey, this is Miss K with K's Kitchen, cooking Chicago-style fried chicken and fish with the authentic Chicago-style mild sauce. Come check us out at 5508 North 50th Street in Tampa. We're open Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 6, or you can call us at 813-368-5196. Again, that number is 813-368-5196. See you soon.
Hey, I'm Tampa Bay Tammy. Let it play a minute now. I'm Tampa Bay Tammy. You're tuned into In Touch Radio, reality radio where everyone is a star, and we're talking about aging today. I gotta let this play a little bit.
I love my legs,
even love my thighs. That's C. Renee, y'all.
my nose, my lips. I dig. I love my feet, even though they big.
Download it, y'all.
I love my
She will be
toes when I
performing
gotta get 'em big.
Valentine's
Still love 'em even when
right
I
here
gotta keep 'em big.
at 55.
The way my hair
It falls.
the color of my skin, man, I love it all.
Hey.
It took some time.
Y'all, call a friend and tell them to listen in. Now, I know you old and it's old school, but this is a new way of thinking, okay? You got it, but most of your friends don't. So you're going to have to be patient and teach them that this is Wi-Fi. This is the wave of the future. This is World Wide Web, that WWW thing they be talking about. We have listeners in Germany, Belgium, everywhere. You name it, they are listening. And I'm proud to say, when we traveled, we were listening in Colombia, and it was wonderful. It was a proud moment to be in the van with my children and my husband, and I could hear my station clear across Colombia, and the driver said, "Who is that? What station is that?" So, hey, I was like, that's In Touch News, baby. In Touch Radio.
The other good thing was I was able to call into the radio show.
And talk to the people.
Talk to them.
So it's growing, and you need to be a part of the movement. You never know when you're going to need us. Don't wait till something goes wrong in your life and then you're trying to contact us then. You need to support us now so we can grow and share the love and share the visions and watch it happen. Now, as far as that's concerned, a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, I'm just going to call him Wild Bill out of Dallas. He asked me, he said, "Tammy, y'all heard about this girl that's lost her job and everything? They might even do her a GoFundMe page." And I've never paid on a GoFundMe page, tell the truth. I've never done it. I'm not one that's with putting my credit card information over the computer too often. I only do it with plane tickets or hotels. I try to keep all that information off because I got enough information out there.
Chris, come on in.
Who is Chris? Oh, my big dude, Chris Ward, is here. Hey, come on in here, Chris. We're going to get to it. We're talking about aging today. I'm about to start back with him. I lost my point. What was I?
Oh gosh, you were.
You were supposed to bring me in during the break.
Doing the break.
You know,
You're absolutely right.
Right. We
just came.
We good. Oh, here.
Look. She knows that. Now she knows.
Barbara Day.
Now she knows.
I'm on the air live. Now that's showing her age. Every Saturday at 12 o'clock, I'm live on the radio.
Right.
I put the speaker on, but no, she better not say anything.
No, she need to call that number.
She is my village. This is my village. Right?
Yeah, I know she's your village.
She's my village.
She about to be. When you throw somebody out the village, what do you call that?
Excommunication.
Yeah.
Shunned or something like that. no, you can't do Barbara like that.
We can't do Barbara like that.
Barbara, the phone number here, if you want to call in live and talk, is 813. 813-444-9588. She gone. She missed it. Anyway, since you done interrupted me, Chris Ward, you might as well bring your 6'5" tail on in here.
Come on, 6'4", baby. Don't take an inch out.
Wait a minute. I gave him 6'5". Wait a minute.
Come on, Ash.
How tall are you? How old are you?
6'7". We cut him down 3 inches. I need him 3 inches. What's up, Ashton Brown?
Ashton Brown from South Carolina, North Carolina. Which one is it? Just one of them Carolina. Come on in, baby.
Have a seat, rest your feet.
Yeah, what you got? Something?
Coffee? Man, yeah.
Put your headphones
on.
Put your headphones on. Tall, dark, and handsome. 6'7", honey, but he married. He sure is. You know, a brother this fine gonna have a woman now. Even if he played like he wasn't married, your common sense gonna tell you a brother this fine and with the numbers of men and women, you know he had someone. So don't be acting dumb when they tell you I ain't got nobody. You wanted to believe that, okay? Anyway, Chris Ward.
Come on closer to the mic, Chris.
Chris, you know how to do this thing. Get all up on it.
Yeah, there we go.
Act like it's your wife. Act like it's your wife.
Hold on.
Yeah. You get all up on it when it's your wife, don't you? Yes.
What's going on, family?
Yeah, we talking about aging today.
Who is that?
Aging. How are you
25.
aging? Oh. I was going to ask that question. How are you aging? Everyone, how are you aging? We're going to jump this. I want you to turn around and look at whoever you sit next to. How are you aging? Or how am I aging? How do I look? Do I look my age? Do I look old to my age? Can I move well for my age or can I barely move?
I can barely move.
You can barely move. I'm going to ask your wife. There you go. She might say, he moved real good. I can't believe that because you're coaching.
Yes.
So if you could barely move, you wouldn't be coaching.
Man, that's no.
You just relating
You don't play anymore.
Well, you going on what you were versus where you are now.
Yeah, that's mostly what you do. Mentally, you think you can do things, but physically, you just can't do it.
Oh, so how are you aging and how are you going to change that?
So how I try to change is, one, I keep myself around coaching, keep myself around kids, motivating kids, and so you kind of feed off of what they do. Mm-hmm. So it keeps you young. And
that's why I noticed that people with grandchildren, they get younger, running up behind those grandchildren, chasing them, keeping them. And then when the children learn a new dance step, you learn a new step.
Oh,
yeah. So get into it. When you're active in their lives, it's not a curse, it's a blessing.
It is.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing. I don't have any grandchildren, and I'm not in a hurry to get any.
I am.
You know why he's in a hurry? Because he ain't going to do nothing.
I've been chasing Tammy around the bedroom for 39 years. I need to,
You need to do what?
Well, because you done slow down. I catch you all the time.
I want to be caught. I'm a fast girl.
I need these grandkids so I can chase them. I can build up my endurance.
No, be done took your energy away. It ain't like you all like, I be mad. Now you come to bed and you can't do nothing. Run around here playing with these grandchildren. I'm selfish, god dang it.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, wow.
I want it all. I want it all. We need a song that says I want it all.
Well, look, I want to talk about this coffee that you just gave me. Talk to me about it.
So about 2 years ago.
Is it going to keep me young?
Oh, it'll keep you young.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
I don't know it's going to keep me strong.
It's black. That's how you like it.
Ooh, wait.
So the Skill Center, we pursued this, I guess, endeavor to teach young kids of color about the coffee industry.
Okay.
About the coffee business.
You need to get COVID.
That's
Cam.
Oh,
that's why I got into it.
Man, I love his coffee.
Because that's an offset of.
Okay.
So the Skill Center had a brand created for them. And so what we want to do is create an Urban Barista Academy. And how it came about is because Cameron Colvin, young black
that was
brother,
one of Braxton's friends.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's doing amazing stuff.
He is.
The black community drinks coffee, and a lot of people don't think that they do, but the young kids don't know where coffee comes from. They don't understand that coffee is from. No.
Here you go. Well, okay, go ahead.
Coffee originated in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so you should know about, I mean, it's a $500 billion a year industry.
But it's not coming out of Africa.
The best beans came out of Africa. Actually, your slaves were stealing beans. They were actually killed for stealing beans and moving them to other countries. So that's one thing. The best coffee comes out of Africa. The best coffee.
Still today.
The best coffee.
Okay.
The best of everything come out of Africa.
You know,
the motherland.
Yeah, so just educating kids. How many coffee shops do you see around a college campus? So you go on campus, that's a job for a kid if you have
It sure is.
You have a barista's license, or if you know about the coffee.
You have to have a license to be a barista?
No, but you have certifications and different certification levels that you have.
Okay.
It would give kids, instead of making $8.50 an hour, give you a chance to make $10, $11, $12 working in a coffee shop, knowing your stuff.
Oh, okay.
You just made a good point. So basically, he needs to get with the president of the university.
With who is that, Cameron? They're doing an awesome job, Miss
So they're
Colvin.
already making it happen.
Yeah, they're doing an amazing job. So
really
what we wanted to do at the Skills Center is create an Urban Barista Academy.
Okay.
Or an academy there.
Yes, and we wanted to do it with young kids in high school and start preparing them to be baristas or to be roasters, such as Cam.
And speaking of which, Amaretto Coffee has been on this campus for a while. And so Amaretto,
It's open back up?
Yeah, they open down on the end in Suite 24.
When?
Well, right now they're open from 9 until noon, but they are putting their roasting manufacturing in the back.
Oh.
And so they're going to be roasting right here on campus.
They moved all the way, because I like them in the center with the courtyard.
Well, but the health department had required some things of them, so they had to make some adjustments.
And that's the young brother from Orlando, right?
Abdul.
I've never met him, but I've heard about him.
Yeah.
Older guy.
No, he's older. He's about my age.
Well, that's older.
But but
hey, if he be
your daddy, but he keep me happy.
He
could be your daddy though. How old are you, Chris?
46. I'll be 47 this year.
Let's see.
Kind of man.
62. Yeah, I'd have been 16. Yeah. I'd have been 16. I know what I was doing at 16.
I wasn't doing nothing at 16.
Oh,
you were a mess.
You know,
we used to hear about him in the
I had a tall girl. I think so. I'm teasing.
Lord have no. He's not teasing. Daryl had a reputation in the neighborhood.
I'm teasing, but listen, and I'm kind of glad you brought the coffee, because I've read countless. Since we are talking about aging, and I don't want to get away from that. I've read a lot of reports that say that coffee does help to keep the mind sharper. Keeps your heart pumping. Now, too much coffee is not good, but I can remember my mother drinking, because she drank her coffee black, and I would, Mama, why you drink your coffee black? She said, boy, this coffee gonna make me dark. My mom was light, bright, damn near white. Right. And so out of all those years, I'm like, man, as a little boy, I'm like, how come you ain't changing?
Coffee.
She used to tell my kids that. They used to say, Grandma, I want some coffee. She said, you don't want this. Coffee make you black.
Coffee make you black.
You a beautiful color. I like your color, because all the children were just caramel brown. But she was so light, bright, damn near white. She always wanted to be a little bit darker.
She always did.
Yeah, and she wanted her grandchildren a little bit darker. She said, so it was all good.
It was.
Mm-hmm. So coffee keeping you younger. I think it's all about the heat, the hot coffee, the hot tea. It's the heat. I think you can do the hot water and it will do the same thing.
You know what? So I think it's in the Asian culture, because my wife's a flight attendant. She said they always order
green tea,
warm water.
They
drink warm water. I guess it helps the digestive
system.
So instead of drinking their water cold, they drink warm water, they're always asking for warm water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be true.
And I think we are one of just a few cultures that drink cold liquids.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like tea, sweet tea,
yeah, and beer. You know,
you're right about that. I drink a lot of cold beer.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we're in Florida. You need to cool down, but let's not forget the hot stuff. Let's get the hot stuff. I had some hot water the other day. I'm not a tea fan, and I'm not a coffee fan, but I drink the whole hot water every now and then, especially if I think I don't feel good. I get some hot water to make sure everything is running through my
It's flush. And here's a digestive tip. Okay, so I just picked this up. So,
you don't.
Yeah, I picked
that's good. Keep going.
So, to help you stay young and to help you stay. Listen, when you have the urge to go to the bathroom and do number 2, you want to do it as soon as the urge hits you. Mm-hmm. Because when you don't do it, then
you stop back up. I've noticed.
What happens is that you absorb the water in your lining. The water that was going to help to flush you out is now absorbed into the stool.
It's dried.
So the sooner you go to the restroom when you get that urge, the better your experience is going to be.
Complete.
It'll be absolute.
Okay.
That's a health tip.
A health tip.
Yeah.
So drink plenty of water.
Drink some coffee. Drink some. How do you Supreme?
Yeah. So that is the that's just a label that was put on. We actually had our own label. We have our website as well.
Okay. And what is that site?
Skill Center.
Okay.
That's good. Wait a minute. So you all want to start a school that will train these kids.
Yes.
But are you also going to are you thinking of actually you'll be selling your brand?
We are.
So this is the K-Cup. Tell us about it.
That is the K-Cup. So we had a whole bean. We haven't been pushing it as much because we want the financial piece to follow. We want to make sure we put it out there. Make sure when we put it out there that we can keep it out there. You
think, will you all be here for the Valentine's Affair? You think we'll have a vendor out here pushing this?
No,
we can introduce. It's not timely yet.
Yeah,
we can't move it yet.
No, we
can we talk about it yet?
We can talk about it. We've been talking about it. It's if you go to Hoops and Brew.
Hoopsandbrew.com.
HOOPS.
Hoops and Brew.
Yeah, hoopsandbrew.com. We have a website.
That sounds like Chris came up with that name.
Yeah.
Basketball. Everything's basketball with Chris.
Yeah, so, I don't drink a lot of coffee, but I drink a cup daily. Okay. I wasn't a big coffee drinker, but Cameron Colvin is the one that got me interested in it. I have a young black man that's a roaster. Mm-hmm. I'm from the hood.
Right.
We had Senka and Maxwell House, and it came in you put it in a little scoop in the water. Oh, yeah. And, just to have it brewed and watch the whole process is amazing to see how the process goes. Like, people don't understand that a good coffee bean has to be dehydrated. So you have to break it down before it becomes something natural. Kind of like what we do with these kids. Like, they go through things and they're broken down in order to become something strong and good. Mm-hmm. Black like coffee.
Okay. So
look at these analogies.
Let me just say. So Hoops and Brew is Hoops A-N-D Brew.
Yes, A-N-D Brew.
Because there is another Hoops and Brew. There are a few Hoops and Brews, so we want to make sure that we get it right.
Yeah, I don't want to have nobody drinking beer.
Absolutely. So it's Hoops, Hoops, A-N-D.
Hops is beer.
B-R-E-W-S. Hoops, no S. Hoopsandbrew.com. That's the site you want to go to, hoopsandbrew.com.
Okay. And how soon you think they'll have stores? I'm going to, because Starbucks was kicking tail, and I heard recently what's his name pull out? They pulled out because it was something going on racial.
Who pulled out? One of the ball players.
Our boy.
Magic.
It was a whole lot going on with that. I can't remember.
Yeah, that was when the two young guys were arrested in Starbucks because they were waiting on somebody.
So now it's wide open.
Well,
it should begin to be.
I don't want to take it too far. I just want to educate kids on it and give them some knowledge and give them exposure to it, give them a job opportunity.
I want people to start calling in and say, I want a franchise. That's what I want. When you national, you be like, sometimes things be moving so fast, you be like, what? Yeah, we can have a franchise.
You know, who actually has some pretty good coffee is Wawa.
Wawa.
Wawa's coffee is okay. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I would prefer going to get a cup from Wawa versus 7-Eleven or McDonald's.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
But
Well, what about with Starbucks?
No, I don't care for it.
Oh, okay. What about you, Daryl Jones?
It's you know what?
DJ CEO.
It's I am beginning to believe that, you know, I told you, you know, when I pick up the Starbucks coffee, I'm beginning to see some adverse effects with my skin. So I think this is the last bag that the one that I'm on now. It's the last bag I'm getting. I'd like to I have to get in the habit of trying to order from Cam because I like his Colombo Supremo.
Man. It's awesome.
It's just awesome.
It's awesome.
And the last bag we got, we
It's
left
awesome.
at an event, and we
And
went back to the
I drink that black.
But I drink black anyway. But it's just
Oh man.
smooth.
What's the name of it again?
Colombo Supremo.
Yeah.
Or Supreme.
that.
But I think it's Colombo Supremo. But it's
Man,
just
listen.
it's just. I told Tammy. I told Cam. Man, that coffee.
We got to get Cam back on there.
Man, that's the best coffee
That's
I've
the
had.
best coffee that I've had.
Yeah. It's good.
Hey, y'all think about coffee franchises? Let's think about it.
And well, you know, when I told him I was going when we went to Columbia in October last year, I told him, I said, well, I'm going down there. You recommend a couple of places? So he did. I went there, but they just could not touch his Colombo Supremo.
Man,
It just doesn't.
I remember
that
that
brother's
too.
doing it.
He's doing it. It's a great coffee.
Awesome. Yeah.
And if you know, if I were to bring some coffee into you know whatever it is that we're doing, that would be on the menu without a doubt.
Well, we need to see if we can get him out here for the Valentine's.
And so now, so my question is this the same coffee?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
that's so
Yes, it is.
wonderful.
Okay.
Yes, it's
Very good.
Like Cameron Colvin is doing. He was at our sneaker ball.
Right.
He just needs the dude needs some funders.
He needs some funders.
We need some. You know, it's. I saw a thing on social media and said if we need it as a black community, if we shut down everything and wanted to go with the people that we be supported based on having black-owned businesses. And then someone said, well, we don't have a black-owned grocery store.
Well, let me tell you this.
Like,
First of
how
all,
can we live?
How can we live?
That's segregation. I don't believe in segregation. I believe in
I don't.
integration. But I get what you're saying. And that's an excellent point. Spike Lee I just heard on news that Spike Lee is boycotting, I think it was Prada and Gucci, because they don't have any black, until they get more black workers or black designers. That's what he said, black designers. He said he will not be buying their product. And I look at all our ball players, all our rappers, all our actors. If we would just take our money and invest and support
Black-owned endeavors.
Yes, the world can change. So while we're always looking at someone else, the problem is really within us.
Exactly.
And I also just saw a thing with this chick. She was dating this guy, and he wanted to go buy some $600,000 car, and she talked him into instead investing in somebody's business, and it is growing. So my thing is, bump another diamond ring, bump another Bentley, bump another overpriced Mercedes, because when you buy a Mercedes, you don't even get it at the price. The athletes, they don't even get their Cadillacs and their Mercedes at the price that the regular people get them at, because they see them coming and they jack up the prices. So bump that. You do not have to impress anyone. You are already there. Take your money and invest in your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, and the people with new businesses.
And Cameron Colvin.
And exactly. And
that'll keep you young.
You know, really. Earlier, we were talking at the 9:00 hour. We had Michael Clayton here.
Mike was here this morning.
He was here this morning. And so Michael Clayton, the ex-NFL player for the
got
Buccaneers.
a Super Bowl ring with the Giants.
But
LSU do.
The question was asked, how do we get these young brothers to start to invest in their own communities? And when you came in here and just said that Cam needs investors,
Funding.
seed money, and so do we. You know, to grow, to get to another level.
Victor Young just said that to me a couple of
We
weeks ago.
all have these great ideas, and we're pulling money out of our pockets to keep ourselves going. And then we know to ourselves, man, if I just had, you know, $1 million, you know, like Donald Trump said, his dad just gave him a small loan of $1 million. Give me a small loan like that.
You don't even have to give me that much.
Give me a small loan like that.
But we're a sports-based non-for-profit.
Yeah,
and we are struggling to keep the doors open, but we're finding a way to do it. Actually, we're blessed. God is finding a way for us to do it.
Absolutely, I know.
I mean, we're doing positive things.
Yes.
So imagine if
Changing
someone were
lives.
to plant a seed and
a financial seed.
It's a write-off.
And watch it grow.
We're a 501c3.
Absolutely.
It's a write-off.
Yes.
You know, so if you have somebody you want to put your money because you're getting killed on taxes, it's a write-off.
It's a write-off.
Positive things. So it's the same thing.
And United Way is good, but there's some smaller business. You can direct it yourself. Yeah. United Way, when you donate to them, they have all these different. Daryl did something with United Way, and they have this money coming in all the time, and had it deducted out of their checks.
Just so you know, United Way is a culmination of several non-for-profits,
right?
And
they distribute it out.
And they distribute it out, yeah. Right. So we just and 501c3s kind of has become a buzzword for a lot of business owners, and so they want to run and become a 501c3 and think they're going to get all of this money, and it doesn't happen. And so we find ourselves, you know, there are only a few, in my mind, 501c3s in this city that stand out and that are doing things, and the Skill Center is one of them. Yes. But they're one of hundreds of 501c3s, and so and we have our own 501c3. So it's a big job to run a 501c3 and staying viable in the community. And you guys have done that. And what year are you on with the Skill Center?
We are in year 12.
Year 12.
And they're just not a 501, what is it, C3?
Yeah.
In name. They have students they're working with on a day-to-day basis. Some people,
absolutely,
like with us, we're running things, but we give scholarships out at one time of the year. So the rest of the time we may have events, but we have to have money for that time. But we don't have to take care of a bunch of kids all year long like
you all do.
Yeah, we have a facility now.
Yes. Tell them where it's located.
It is, you would ask me that because we just got this.
It's right off of
Sly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's
in
Dixon, 6919 North Dixon.
Okay, 6919 North Dixon. And the beauty is that it's a gymnasium.
Classrooms.
Is that Sly in Nebraska or Sly in Florida?
We have Sly in Florida.
Sly in Florida. Mm-hmm. In Tampa Bay, baby.
So like my grandmother would say, off in Tween.
Off in
Tween, Central and Florida.
And it's a gymnasium, and it has office space. It has
classroom
everything.
space. We have a full functioning kitchen.
So if you haven't made your tax, done any write-offs for this year, I'm sure you haven't. It's the beginning of the year. Remember the Skill Center. Remember the Skill Center. Don't go anywhere. I have Chris Ward right here with me today. We're talking about his coffee. We're talking about the Skill Center, and we're talking about aging. So call a friend and tell them to listen in. Hey.
I love my eyes. I love my legs. Even love my thighs.
My name is Gil Sampson. I didn't come from a very rich family, and so paying for college would have been very tough. I don't know if I would have been able to go to the college that I went to, and then I don't know if I would have gotten into the career that I am in. So I think Bright Futures has done a lot to shape my life. Got a job as a structural engineer, and I design residential buildings, commercial buildings all over the United States. Because of Bright Futures, I was able to go to college. You know, so many kids just don't even ever get that opportunity, and to be able to do it and not have any debt when I graduated is amazing, and it was all thanks to Bright Futures.
Florida has created more than 1 million jobs in only 5 years, and a great education connects our students to these exciting opportunities. That's why the Florida Lottery has funded Bright Futures scholarships to help over 725,000 students attend college. Because every play is for education. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Hi, this is Dr. Veronica Walters, also known as Dr. V, the head of school at the Walters Academy for Entrepreneurship, a place that we like to call The Way, where we're educating today's youthpreneurs to be tomorrow's billionaires through social entrepreneurship. Do you have a student who's bored, frustrated, gifted, inquisitive, creative, business-minded? Then maybe you need to check The Way out. Listen, we have an educational platform that allows for individualized instruction. It's strength-based, project-based, and designed to help your student become the absolute best they can while starting their own business and being an entrepreneur. If you're looking for something different and you need to find a more excellent way, then you need to visit us at The Way. That's The Way, www.thewaetampa.org. Or you can call us at 813-603-7923. We look forward to showing your student a more excellent way at The Way.
Hey, I'm Tampabay Tammy. You're tuned into In Touch Radio, reality radio where everyone is a star. Call a friend and tell them to listen in. I have him with me today or this morning, Chris Ward. He came by today to pick up his tickets to the Valentine's Affair. The Valentine's Affair, an evening under the stars. Now, we do this every year, and it's actually our second annual. But I need to thank Chris for all that he has done.
Yeah.
He sent us 3 or 4 vendors by himself. All these are young people doing products or making delicious things. I want the girl with the drinks, though. I haven't heard from her. He sent us Tricia with the gourmet popcorn. Yeah. You sent me Monica with the bath salts.
Yes.
You sent me, who's the other?
I don't know.
Was that it? Tricia,
Monica.
Oh, Shalisa.
Yes.
We met Shalisa's through you and Celeste with the cupcakes.
With the cupcakes. Oh,
yeah,
man,
red velvet,
yeah.
chocolate, everything. They're great. So they will be out here selling their wares. Now, the beautiful thing about the Valentine's Affair is most of my guests are power couples. Everyone or anyone who attended the power couple ball automatically gets complimentary tickets.
Yeah.
Everyone else has to pay $20.
Right.
So the clientele will be off the chain. It'll be classy. It'll be fun. Now, there are singles and there are couples, so everyone will be out here. Now, the live entertainment will be the young lady who does my theme song.
C. Renee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the Soul Funk Band or something like that.
And DJ TP.
Oh, DJ TP, and his last name Payne, like my maiden name. Isn't that something?
Good thing.
Yeah,
Good
and
man.
that's what people used to call me in old days, too. TP, before I became Tampabay Tammy. Before I left Memphis, Tennessee.
Before you became Miss Johnson.
Oh, okay. That's the most important name I became, huh? Yeah.
That's it. That's
it. Anyway, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay,
so
baby.
the Valentine's Affair and Evening Under the Stars, come out and join us. It's a happy hour.
Thursday
so
night.
it's from 5 to 9. Valentine's, yes, is actually on Thursday.
Yeah.
5 to 9.
We want to get you in here and get you out so you can go to work happy the next morning.
Well, I really want to get you home early enough to get in bed and get you some.
Oh, yeah.
Valentine's Day.
That's right, baby. Yeah.
And if you meet you a sweet thing out here,
Yeah.
I don't want you to be too promiscuous, but if you ain't had none in
I
a
think
while,
we got a guy
you
here
might go with it.
might be selling some, some Viagra type stuff out here for you. Oh, it's gonna be on now. You're gonna have some vendors out here just, waiting for you.
Oh, you're going to have a great time. So bring some cash.
Yeah, bring some cash. Yeah, support black business.
Yes.
Or just
vendors,
business, period. But most of them are black.
And if you want to be a vendor, baby, it's so inexpensive because we want you to make money.
Yeah.
You know how a lot of times the vendors go places and they complain the vendor fee was so high they couldn't make anything. I heard that with the Funk Fest and these different outdoor
events.
Concerts,
yeah.
The vendor fee is so high. By the time they pay the fee, they didn't make
They didn't make anything. So how much is the fee here, sweetheart?
$25.
Say it again.
$25.
You think anybody can make money with that?
Yes.
Well, let me just say that last
you got a good
year
product, you'll make some.
we had 11 vendors and they all made money except one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
she was selling smoothies.
Yeah, it just didn't go over. I mean, for whatever reason, it just didn't go over. But everybody else did quite well.
Yeah, some alcohol. than the smoothies.
It would have. No. Well, look.
She was doing the health.
We have that this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some alcohol.
Yes.
Now, as a vendor, you have to do your own table, your own tablecloth. It's your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we can afford to make it so inexpensive for you, because we're not taking on the brunt of
the expense of it. Yeah. And the other thing is that we are here to also raise funds for THAP, the 5508. This is
THAP, Tampa Hillsborough Action Plan.
Yes.
THAP. That's an acronym.
And they've just been really good to us, and we want to make sure that everybody is aware of how THAP is growing. You know, last night we had an event here, and what they need. Here's another 501c3 that needs cash infused to it.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
the businesses out here pay very inexpensive rent. They're allowed to be out here for like 2 years, grow their business, and then they move on and
2 to 3
years.
Else.
Yeah. So it's a great thing.
And we've got some success stories.
Oh,
for instance, Ben. I can't call Ben's last name, but
he advertised in the paper too. He did.
Yeah, he does
wall plates. Stuff,
yeah, and
nationally,
he's now doing 1.3 million in sales.
Oh,
yeah,
he's
right here. Now he's got his own warehouse, and he's doing his own thing and online sales. Brother's doing some things.
So, hey, just know, stay tuned. Remember to support your local 501c3s.
Absolutely.
Yeah, support those and make them grow, and you be a part of the growth. Those of you looking for a business, you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just invest in someone you see that's doing great things, is trying to do great things. Now, the Valentine's Affair, again, is for everyone, whether you're married, single, divorced, widowed, gay. We're not in your business. We don't care. Do your thing. Just come out and have a great time. It is an evening under the stars, a day of love, something for everyone. Live music, DJ music, food. You don't have to cook dinner. You don't have to stand in line at the restaurants. You don't have to worry about reservations. There's a gentleman be out here selling dinner plates for $10. You can't beat that with a stick. You can buy roses, the candy apples. Buy some bath salts. When you get home, you take a bath, your room smell good, and get your hump on, baby. And it's on a Thursday night. Still get up and go to work Friday. Yes. Now, right after that, speaking of Valentine's, people got a few more things going on. The next day, if I'm not mistaken, that Friday, there's a concert. It's a couple of things. I know I saw a few things on the 16th, but one of the main things I saw was Too Smooth's event. Y'all know Too Smooth? Player from the Himalaya. Yeah. Too Smooth is a postal worker by day, and he's a promoter by night.
St. Pete Post Office.
Yes. Now, he has a blues show, and it's happening in Lakeland. Did you know about his blues show?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
but I know that I got me informational right now. This is it.
His tickets are $40, $60, and $80. It's lovers and friends. So he has, what's his name? Urban Mystic, Wendell, Sir Charles. Is that the one who says, I got my whiskey? The one that said, I just come out to have a good time. Which one is that?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But he has four artists. And one thing about Too Smooth, he's frugal in his actions, but he's going to bring in great talent and give you a good time.
A good time. He's gonna feel that what's the name of
the Polk?
The Polk.
Something Polk Theater.
Polk Theater. He's gonna fill it up.
And for those of you who don't know what Lakeland is nestled in between Orlando and Tampa off of I-4. So,
and for our Lakeland listeners, make sure you pick up a copy of In Touch News, because we got the Lakeland pictures in there. So if you were at
that stepping party,
you know, you are there.
Stepper.
Yes,
your picture may be in the paper. So pick up your In Touch News. It came off the press day for yesterday.
It was
Thursday night or Friday.
Thursday. It was Thursday morning.
Okay, it came off the press Thursday, and they're still being distributed. So grab you one. There's a lot of great things going on. If you don't know what to do in the Tampa Bay area, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, we are all those places. Lakeland, Sarasota, Riverview, I don't know what, Tarpon Springs. I'm not trying to leave anything out. But pick up a newspaper and get with the program. Now, we don't have long, but we're going to close out with this aging thing.
Okay.
Aging. Get abreast right now, not of just yourself, but your family. You don't want to wait till your mama is in trouble to get your mama, because then you're in trouble. You got to make a decision. Agents, stop it. in this process right now. A good friend of mine told me a long time ago, you don't stop playing because you get old. You get old because you stop playing. So start back playing. That's why we made a point every Easter. You know, I do an Easter dinner thing in my home, and we do an Easter egg hunt at 5, but at 6 o'clock, the adults play volleyball. Yeah, we have our old tails out there jumping and hitting. We don't be getting off the ground pretty high. And we don't let the children play. We're like, y'all had y'all Easter egg hunt. Y'all run around here doing everything else. This is grown folk time. And we play volleyball. And we have a great time. Leave there feeling energized and young again. How did Tammy get her groove back? How did Stella get her groove back? How does anyone get their groove back? They get their groove back by being active. Now how Stella got her groove back, she went down to Jamaica, met a young man and got with him. Well, she was in the water, she was swimming, she was moving, she was having a great time. How did Tammy get her groove back?
How you get your groove back, baby?
I went to
I didn't know you
Thailand.
lost it, so
I lost it.
I know you lost it.
I went to Thailand and they put us in an
but now I know.
Airbnb,
Okay.
and it was around a big gate, and we were fenced in. It was nice. It was like a compound, and it had a pool with a slide. And I slid down that pool into that water.
Did you?
And I felt young again. I had to go and do it again.
Okay.
I did it 3 times. I just had to, and then came home.
Yeah.
And I felt so good. I came home, was running down the stairs, and broke my leg. So it slowed
Sure
me back
did.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the kinds of things that if you're living your life right, if you're doing the right things, then you don't have to worry about that. But if as you get older, you know, depending on your
mindset,
not your mindset. That's why it's important to know from whence you came. Depending on your genetics, you'll know that. Okay, well, in my family, my bones get a little more brittle and softer as I get older.
So you change your diet.
So you change your diet. Yeah, you have to start doing those kinds of things. And as we watch our parents get and in our family,
you need to know the home remedies too.
Yes, you do. All we have now on the matriarch side is your mother, because my father and mother have passed on, and your father has passed. So we've got to take care of our elderly, and as you take care of them, you start to realize, wow, I could be here.
What to do or what not
to do.
And you need to listen to what they're telling you, even though they don't know everything. And you're the grown up and all this new technology, and you don't believe anything they told you. Something as simple as turpentine and sugar, and then you'll find out how many people actually took that when they were young, and how it's supposed to help erectile dysfunction, diabetes, high blood pressure. They've been telling us, take some apple cider vinegar. You had to wait till someone else tell you. And they were smoking a peace pipe long before us.
They were.
So, hey.
Thanks,
I am
Chris.
Tampabay Tammy. You are tuned in to In Touch Radio. Don't you go anywhere. Tell a friend how to listen in. But I got to go for real, though. But I want you
Cover 2 conversations.
It's coming up next. We got a whole lineup, y'all. Love y'all.